Hey, welcome to another episode of Q&A with Jay. Today we're going to get a little bit personal as it relates to personalities. So the question is, what is my favorite personality profile and how have we implemented that as a company? One of the ones I like the best is something called the DISC. That's D-I-S-C. Now I'm not going to teach the entire profile. There's plenty of courses on that, but I'll run through them quickly so you can get an idea of how it works. And then I'll talk about how we've used it within our company to help change the way we communicate with one another and improve our relationships. So the DISC, the reason I like it, or one of the reasons I like it, is there's only 4 elements. Something like the Myers-Briggs, if you've ever heard that before, has a lot of different letters, and I get kind of confused with all that, if I'm being completely honest. But the DISC is really easy because there's just 4 particular areas. The D is somebody who's kind of a high-intensity, dominant personality. They're going to be usually entrepreneurs lean towards this category. They want to get things done now. They want to get them done quickly. Sometimes they can run over people a little bit. That's kind of the shadow side of that personality, if you will. But they're usually really heavy go-getters. The next one, the I, is typically like a salesperson, somebody who's full of life, a lot of personality. They're kind of the life of the party. Sometimes, though, their shadow kind of area can be being distracting or not being focused on the details. They're great people, but sometimes they're not great process people. The S is the stabilizer. There's somebody who's more consistent in an environment. They kind of want everybody to get along. They create stability within an organization. And a C is somebody who's a super high detailed personality. So if you can imagine somebody who's a high D, which is what I am, I'm actually a 99 D on the DISC profile, and somebody who's a high C don't always get along, because if you ask somebody to go build a bridge, the D goes, great, let's go build it, and they start building the bridge. They don't know how long the bridge needs to be, what material it needs to be made of, how much weight it needs to hold. They just start building the bridge. And the C never builds the bridge because they ask so many questions that they never actually start the project. How long is it? What's it made out of? What's its weight endurance? How much wind does it need to endure? What kind of environment is it going to be in? How long does it need to last? The C will ask hundreds of questions because they need to know every single detail before they can take action. Now, what can be a contrasting personality, like a D and a C, can actually be a power team together. Because if you can take the energy and passion to get things done from the D and the details to get them done right from the C, you can have some real power on your hands. But everybody in those environments needs to understand how the other person on the team kind of processes information as it comes in. I know that the high C's on my team need a little bit more time to think through things before they are going to be ready to make a decision. I know that the high D's can have a tendency to make decisions a little bit too quickly. They can interrupt people, they can kind of railroad people a little bit, and that has to be tempered a little bit. What personality profiles are not are a reason to just run over someone and say, well, look, I'm this personality profile, so you need to give me information in the way that I want to receive it. It's not that. It's more about how you can understand other people and have awareness of your own self, because a lot of times you might have a client or somebody in your life that really annoys you, and usually it's because they're a contrasting personality. Maybe you're a real stabilizing S personality, and this person's like a way over the top I, super energetic, super over the top, kind of distracting. Sometimes those people can rub you the wrong way. If you're a high D and you want to get things done right now, and you have a client who wants every single detail and they never want to actually launch a project, that person can be conflicting. But if you can identify that in the relationship, you can move towards them. And so as a team here at Design Extensions, we've all taken these personality profiles. A lot of us actually have them posted on our desks. I do. And I can see who am I meeting with today and where do they fall in this category. If they're a high C, maybe I should work to have a little bit more detail to help them feel more better about it. Maybe if they're meeting with me, they know I'm a high D, maybe they want to try and abbreviate and bullet point things a little bit more than they might normally because they want to move towards me. And what personality profiles can do, if they're done right, is they help us all move towards each other. A great tool for this, if you're curious and want to check it out, is a website called crystalknows.com. That's KNOWS.com. So crystalknows.com. That tool allows you to take a personality profile test and then share it with your team. And then what's really cool about it is it allows you to sync those up between each other. Now, I'll talk about the Enneagram in another later video, but the DISC profile to me is fundamental. I actually have people take the DISC personality profile before I hire them. not because it's a deal breaker within a particular role, but because I want to know how can I best communicate with this person and how can my team best communicate with them. So if you've not tried these tools before, I highly encourage it. They can be a huge help to building a better culture and creating better relationships within your team. And if you have a better culture and you have better relationships within your team, your business is going to be more stable, it's going to grow more effectively, and frankly, everybody's just going to be a lot happier. Thanks for being here for another episode of Q&A with Jay. I'd love to hear what your personality profile is. If you've already taken the disc, leave it in the comment below and maybe talk about something that has had a real big value for you in understanding your own personality. See you soon.